I'm Anil Kumar, and here is an interesting word problem which involves factoring. The question here is, a rectangle has an area represented by x squared minus 4x minus 12 meters square. If the length is x plus 2 meters, what is the perimeter of the rectangle? So, to find the perimeter, we need to find both length and width. Length is given to us, so now the question is to find the width. So what we are given here is area is equals to x square minus 4x minus 12. Now area, as you know, is product of length and width. So we can write length times width is x square minus 4x minus 12. Now we are given the length as x plus 2, so I can write this as x plus 2 times the width is equals to x square minus 4x minus 12. Now one way to solve this question is to divide x square minus 4x minus 12 by x plus 2 and then find width. So those of you who have done polynomial division can of course do it like that. Now there is an alternate way of doing it. An alternate way of doing it is to factor, right? So that is a better way of doing also. So let us factor and then solve. So if I want to factor x square minus 4x minus 12, what I really need to do is find two numbers whose product is minus 12. So we are looking for two numbers p and q, for example, whose product is minus 12 and whose sum is minus 4. The combination which can give us this is kind of 6 and 2, right? If I take minus 6 and plus 2, multiplying them gives me minus 12, adding them gives me minus 4. Now how to factor? To factor this, what we do is we replace minus 4x with minus 6x plus 2x. Combination of these two, right? And then we can say, well, this is equal to x is a common factor here, so we get x plus 6 here, and in this case 2 is the common factor, right? Plus 2, and we get x, sorry, this is minus 6, and when you factor 2 you get x minus 6. Now x minus 6 is a common factor, so we can write this as x minus 6 times x plus 2, right? So when you factor, you kind of get x minus 6 times x plus 2. So this expression which you have here could be written as x minus 6 times x plus 2. Now if you compare your equation, which was x plus 2 times width, you know clearly that since x plus 2 is already there, right? So w should be equal to x minus 6. Is that okay? So from here we find that width should be equal to x minus 6. Now in a rectangle we know the width. So we're talking about a rectangle, correct? So in this rectangle we say that the width of this rectangle is x minus 6. It means that this side is x minus 6. Length is x plus 2. Now what is perimeter? Perimeter actually is sum of all sides, correct? Is sum of all the sides. Now that should be x plus x minus 6 2 times, because there are two lengths which are equal and the width is equal. So we can write this as 2 times length plus width. So which is equal to 2 times length is x plus 2, and we can add x minus 6 to it. Write it as x plus x is 2x and 2 minus 6 is minus 4. So you could open this and then write this as 4x minus 8. So that becomes the perimeter for the given rectangle, and the units for the perimeter will be in meters since each dimension is in meters. So we can write this in meters, and therefore our answer is that the perimeter of the rectangle P is equals to 4x minus 8 meters, right? So that is how you can solve such questions. I hope that helps. Thank you.